By the end of this video, I'll be presenting my final photography portfolio, but before we get there, we still have one last session to complete. Hi, I'm AJ, a multimedia designer and content creator, and this is the final episode of my photography student diaries at benilde. So we started the day with a 1-hour orientation, lots of reminders, final instructions, and everything we needed to know before wrapping up the course. So the main focus for today's class was food photography, and we were asked to bring any food we wanted to photograph, and seeing everyone's setup was really interesting. Different foods, different styling approaches, and different creative directions. What made this session extra special for me is that before becoming a multimedia designer and content creator, I was actually a culinary student. So imagine being surrounded by food again, but this time behind the camera instead of the kitchen. Felt like a full circle moment talaga siya, guys. And as someone who creates content, I know food photography isn't just about making food look good, but it's also about making people feel something through a photo, like parang kinakausap ka niya, whether it's hunger, comfort, curiosity, or that feeling of wanting to order the dish immediately. And honestly, combining yung food and creativity in one shoot was something I really enjoyed talaga. Then, lunch was extra special today because it was care one of our coaches, Miss Steph Batak. We had pizza, spaghetti, and honestly, after a busy morning, it was exactly what we needed. And of course, I had to get coffee after that. Since I finished my layout a little earlier, I used the extra time to work on my presentation. We were putting together our final portfolios and we're organizing everything we've created throughout the course. One by one, we presented our portfolios. Of course, there were nerves, but there was also a sense of accomplishment. Everyone had their own style, creative vision, and unique way of telling stories through photography. And seeing all of those different perspectives in one room was honestly inspiring. And just like that, my photography student diaries at benilde comes to an end. A lot of learning, a lot of stepping outside my comfort zone, and a whole new appreciation for photography. I came into this course thinking I would mostly learn camera techniques and lighting setups, but what I learned is that photography is really about observation. It's about intention, it's about storytelling, and most importantly, it's about learning how to see things differently.
I hope to see you sa industry, sa labas. I hope to see you as a player sa industry, not as a competitor, no, but tulong-tulong tayo sa labas sa industry. Thank you.
Thank you. So as a multimedia designer and content creator, that's probably the biggest lesson I'll be taking with me moving forward. Thank you for joining me throughout this journey, and if there's one thing this experience taught me is that no matter how long you've been creating, there's always something new to learn. See you in the next creative adventure!